Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
This is the tutorial for my Christmas special, When a Child is Born, and I've been having a lot of fun with this one. We've got some brass and we've got double ukulele as well, so I've been really enjoying adding the different parts together for this one, so I hope you enjoy this arrangement. It is quite a challenging piece. I've put it in as a level 3, but depending how you do it, it is a little bit harder than that. So it's between a level 3 and level 4 piece, depending on which way you approach it. But it's not that difficult, but there's quite a lot to get our heads around, quite a lot to explain, so let's jump into it. We're going to have a look at, there's a finger picking introduction and also ending, which is mirrored, so it's the same pattern, you just play at the beginning and the end. We're going to look at that. There's a finger picking option all the way through the piece if you want to do it that way. There's also a strumming alternative, so we can do it strumming as well. And in the arrangement I put the two together so you can sort of pick and choose which one you follow. And there's also a few different chords to look at, and then we'll do a bit of a walkthrough. Okay, here we go. So let's start with the fingerpicking introduction, which also doubles up as the ending. And it's not too difficult, it's just a bit fiddly. Let's jump straight into it. So it's basically it's like this. That's the main part of it, and then that's all of it. So it's not too long, it's not too difficult. I just need to make sure we know where we're putting our fingers. So it starts on the A string to the G string, A, G, G, A, G, G, except we've got our third finger on that A, so it's actually C. C, G, G, C, G, G, but I'll just call the A strings, I won't try and confuse you. So it's A, G, G, A, G, G, and that's with our third finger on the A string there. And then C, G, A, E, E, A, E, E, and we've got our first finger there on the E. A, E, E, A, E, E, C, E, A, E, E, A, E, E, C, G, A, G, G, A, G, G. And I was using my index and thumb for all of that, but in the piece I use my thumb on the G string and I use my middle finger on the A string and my index finger in between, apart from in the second bar where I use my thumb in between as well. So it's basically thumb, index and middle, thumb on the G string, middle finger on the A string and index finger largely in the middle there. And the only other tip I'll give you is you can keep your first and third finger down for the whole thing. Because you're playing the different notes on different strings, you can actually put your first finger on the E string from the beginning, your third finger on the A string at the beginning, and just keep them there all the way through, and that doesn't affect any of the other notes. So you can just keep that left hand locked in position and then just worry about your finger picking in the right hand. So it's actually quite easy when you realise you can do it that way. So just practice that a few times and it's not too hard, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of that very quickly. So there's the introduction and also the ending, and when you do it at the end you just slow it down in the fourth bar and fade it out. That's your ending. Okay, let's have a look at the chords we've got to look at, and then I'll talk about the two options you've got for playing the piece with the strumming and the finger picking. Here are the chords. So the chords are nothing too complicated, but I have got on the sheet music my two finger picking chords for the F and the A minor with the added top C. So that's for the A minor and the F. And if you just look at the diagrams, you'll see I've basically got that third finger on the third fret of the A string on both the A minor and the F chords that you wouldn't normally have. And that's for the finger picking option later on. So the first thing to comment about on the chords is that you've got two slightly altered chords there, the A minor and the F, with that added third finger that you wouldn't normally have. And if you're just doing the standard strumming for the piece, you don't need to put those changed chords in. You can just play a normal A minor and an F and just put those in if you're doing the finger picking option. So we've got the A minor, we've got the C, we've got the D minor, We've got the E minor. We've got the F. We've got the G. And the G7. So those are our chords. There's nothing too tricky there. Might not be familiar with the E minor. That's not that common a one actually. So make sure you follow your fingers really carefully. Look at the diagram. They go in a diagonal line starting on the A string on the 2nd fret and then working in a diagonal line up through the E and the C strings. So just look carefully where you're placing your fingers on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fret there for the E minor. So nothing too challenging. I'm not going to spend any time on those chords. You can look up those separate chord tutorials on my channel if you're not sure about any of those individual chords, but nothing too difficult there. Right, let's have a look at the two options we've got for playing this piece. So first of all, we can just strum it, and it's a standard down, down, up, up, down, up strumming pattern all the way through, apart from the last line of each verse, which I'll get to in a second. And it goes a little bit like this. A ray of hope flickers in the sky. A tiny star lights up way up high. All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child is born. And the only tricky bit there on the strumming is this comes to pass when a child is born. And what I've done there is I've split the down, down, up, up, down, up into two half patterns, and we do the two downs on the D minor, when a child, and then the up, up, down, up on the G, when a child is born. And we do that at the end of each verse, and that's the only variation on the down, down, up, up, down, up. So just do that last line again. This comes to pass when a child is born. So it's just basically splitting that down, down, up, up into two parts for the D minor and the G chord. And I've colour coordinated those in green and blue so you can easily see how that works on the sheet music. So that's the strumming option. And you can see it's 4 verses. They each repeat the same pattern of chords, and then just at the end we repeat the final 2 lines. All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child is born. And that's your ending, except it's not quite your ending, so we'll then lead into that finger picking ending, which we tag on to the very end. So that comes at the very end of that last line. And then the other option of playing this, or the way you can do it if you've got 2 of you as well, it's a great duet, is to put the finger picking in. If you look in the bottom right hand corner of the sheet music, you'll see the little finger picking pattern I'm recommending is just an up arpeggio. Basically on each chord, that pattern, C, E, G, A, on the strings there, C, E, G, A string, okay, and you play that with each chord in the left hand, same as you do with the strumming. The chord, your left hand's doing exactly the same thing, but instead of strumming, you're finger picking that pattern, and you're doing it like this. A ray of hope flickers in the sky. A tiny star lights up way up high. All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child is born. And you can see straight away that's where we added the A minor and the F with that extra top C. So you get that nice arpeggio effect. So that's a really nice way of doing it as well. If you listen to the sing-along when it comes out, you will see that I've done both of those versions and I've put them together as a duet for this piece. So it works really nicely whichever way round you want to do it. So do have fun with that, whether you're finger picking or strumming, and do have a great Christmas and enjoy this song. Thank you very much. Take care.
All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child Bye.